So it's almost Christmas, and before the big day, let's revisit the one and only Christmas-themed episode of the Sunbow-produced G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe was one of the biggest cartoons of the 1980s, but throughout its entire run from 1983 to 1987, there was one only Christmas-themed episode. And that's the 1985 episode number 39, named Cobra CLAWs Are Coming to Town. So, was it any good? And does it hold up watching it today as an adult? Let's find out. You ready? Then yo, Joe, let's go. Back in 1985, G.I. Joe and its toys, comics, and cartoons were at the height of its popularity. And back then, Christmas specials were basically mandatory, not only for cartoons, but for everything else on TV. So, to no surprise, G.I. Joe's one and only Christmas theme episode was aired in 1985. The story takes place at Christmas time. There's snow on the ground, and the Joes are all in their best winter gear. I'm sure we'll see Super 7 discover this episode in the near future. Anyways, Joes are left with a 9-person skeleton crew back at Joe headquarters. I guess the rest of the Joes were on Christmas leave. Duke's in charge and CoverGirl is heavily featured in this episode. Odd couple considering that Sunbow timeline had a different couple. Joes are carrying out a toy drive when Firefly and Wild Weasel slip some special toys into the Joes Hall. They are carrying shrunken Krovan troops and vehicles led by Major Blood. As Joes are having a turkey feast, a saddened by Christmas blues mutt discovers the shrunken Cobra forces, which turn around and attack him. Eventually, the base is overtaken by Cobra, who imprisoned the Joes, and plan to attack Keystone City using G.I. Joe gear. The Joes escape, and then a battle ensues between both forces. I won't ruin the ending for those that have yet to watch this episode, but let's just say that some device, or the same device, that originally shrunk the Cobra forces also enlarges not only other people, but as well, let's say animals, and we'll leave it at that. By the end, Mutt shakes off the Christmas blues, the Joes wish each other Merry Christmas while shaking hands, and CoverGirl gives Duke a present and a little kiss on the lips. Of course, there's lots of action, laser fire, and snow throughout the episode. But the question is, was the episode any good? And does it hold up today, watching it as an adult? Well, it all depends. When I watched this as a kid, that scene when the Joes are getting attacked by the miniature Cobra vehicles blew my mind. It's as if my Joe toys could come alive in my bedroom and engage in battle just as they did in the cartoons. That scene is only a short part of the entire episode, but it's one of those scenes from the entire series that stuck with me throughout childhood. The rest of the episode was action-packed, which always sat well with 9-year-old me. It's Christmas-themed, which I loved, and the good guys win at the end even if they were stuck using Cobra vehicles. So yeah, 9-year-old me loved it. As an adult, the episode is easy to watch. The premise is simple and the animation for the time is excellent, especially compared to something like Transformers that came out at the same time. But it's really the nostalgia that puts this episode over as an adult. Yes, it's G.I. Joe's at its best, but it's also Christmas. 1980s Christmas. It's a revisit of the spirit and the goodwill that almost all TV episodes at the time tried to capture. And although those feelings and sentiments are long gone, it's episodes like this that revive it and keep it alive for those of us that remember those times. So, what doesn't work? Well, as a kid watching this in 1985, there were better episodes of G.I. Joe. Worlds Without End, There's No Place Like Springfield, and the 5-part series Revenge of Cobra, to name a few. Also, as compared to other TV shows at the time, it was really light on the Christmas references. The Christmas theme disappears after the first 2 or so scenes and then only reemerges at the end. As an adult, the plot logic is, well, written for preteen boys, not adults. There's weapons that can shrink people and vehicles down to toy size and enlarge animals to the size of commercial planes. It's a simple story, wrapped up neatly at the end with some Christmas cheer sprinkled on top. So, is it good? Well, it depends. As a 9-year-old child, it was awesome. Yes, there were better G.I. Joe episodes, but not many. It had Cobra troops and vehicles shrunk down to G.I. Joe toy scale. It had snow. It had Christmas. And it had the good guys winning at the end, even if using inferior Cobra vehicles. As an adult, well, again, it depends. If you're a G.I. Joe fan who loved Christmas in the 1980s, then you'll enjoy this episode. Even if you weren't a G.I. Joe fan but still grew up in the 1980s, you also might find yourself enjoying this episode. If G.I. Joe and 1980s Christmas didn't mean much to you, then well, I would suggest you skip it. In the end, for me, it's the nostalgia that really works. Not only the nostalgia connected to the G.I. Joe toys and comics and cartoons, but to the spirit of Christmas that we all remember in 1985. And that's what makes this episode for me. I love this episode. I give it 8.5 out of 10 flag points. This is why I watch this episode every year around this time, because I enjoy it so much, because it reminds me of my childhood back in the 1980s. Well, folks, that's all for me. I thank you for watching, and as always, I wish you happy memory hunting. Oh wait, hold on a second. Since it's this last episode that I am showing before Christmas, I want to wish all of you Merry Christmas. And until next time, Yo Joe!